Monsters are more human than superheroes sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's true. Monsters are more human than superheroes sometimes. Because they kind of represent the monster in all of us. Wow! Holy shit!
Michael
D23.
Giacchino, who I worked with in Coco.
I mean, I didn't know much about the cast. I'm gonna be real. I didn't know much about him going into it. I kind of didn't know any of them. I do recognize his voice from Coco now that he says that, though. But I didn't recognize any of them. I think the old lady, the old white lady, I think she was famous. I feel like I've seen her before in something.
It was a complete no-brainer for me because one of the most important things in my entire life is Halloween. So
yeah,
it forms.
I love that. I like that they went into this project. Some of the main pillars went into this project being like, this is a Halloween project. I love Halloween. I'm more of a Christmas guy myself. I like Christmas. I know like a lot of my friends are huge Halloween people. It runs their life. I mean, we all know the people. So the fact that they went in there to appease that audience makes me really, really, really happy. First of all, it's great for the market, and second of all, they're big film people. Like we said earlier, the nostalgia for this film is so there. They knew exactly who they were making the film for, and the fact that the actors went into it too, I like that.
The deepest essence of who I am, and so at that point it was just like, great, yeah, Marvel, okay, fine. It's Halloween. So yeah, I mean, I loved that he was talking about going back to the old Universal monster movies and the Hammer horror movies. I mean, I really did genuinely grow up on that stuff, and yeah, I was hugely excited. So much of our experience of it was practical. We had very little in the way of like VFX, any CGI or anything like that.
And another thing I wanted to bring up was the way that they used their weapons as lights, that it was like electricity. The way they used that as lighting effects for just showing light real quick. Oh, great use of props. When you're able to combine departments like that, the prop and the lighting and the cinematography, you know, it creates great art. It's the cohesiveness is incredible.
I imagine how it must have felt to make those movies back then as well, because we were doing it all right there. All our sets are real, and you know, the costume and everything. So yeah, it was a really fun way to make a movie of this kind. It felt like it was, you know, it was connected to those old movies in that way, and I really enjoyed that.
Horror is like it's the most operistic genre of filmmaking, and a very pure one as well. It's got its rules in a way that you can also break, and you can also, you know, play kind of syncopa, you know, like you can jazz it, and that was incredible to go into that kind of world, because I have never done anything similar.
I mean, to get into the nitty gritty of it, yeah, horror in general, terror is based on the unknown, is based on committing the unknown, and so if you're trying to create art based on that vibe, the unknown is your realm, the chaotic is your realm. That's what you're making in. The things that you can do are endless. So cool to see what different people do, and so weird. So weird. And that's why I'm excited that Marvel's gonna go into it, because they're weird people, yo. Weird and wacky. And I think some of the scariest stuff is done when it's something that is nice, and then all of a sudden you feel uncomfortable, and it's not for any reason that you should feel uncomfortable. It almost hurts and is that much more scary. It's all about the right scream. It's like a good performance is more disturbing than anything that could be, you know, gory or horrific in the traditional sense.
Things that really surprised me straight up was the kind of artistic freedom and the general freewheeling kind of feel that we had in it. I mean, it really felt like we were able to find our characters and explore like what the scenes were going to be, like what the piece as a whole was going to be. It was kind of, we were all discovering that as we went along, and you know, before that, I really hadn't expected that from Marvel. I thought that you would probably come in and it would be like, these are your scripts, you say them word for word, and this has to be this way because it's connected to that, and you know, and I thought it would be like a military operation, and it felt so much more artistic than that.
Yeah.
And that was a really pleasant surprise.
And you can tell that with the way that Marvel makes stuff. They really want their artists to have fun. They give them rules, they give them boundaries, and they say, but inside those boundaries, have fun. People disagree with me, but I think they do successfully make a fun time.
Please don't do this. Death is coming for you! Werewolf by Night.
Well, all the fights we did them.
They did the voice.
We're right?
Yeah.
They did the voice. I didn't see the trailer, but I'm happy they did the film voice. That's fun.